Can't see what I'm pointing the camera at. What are you doing? Hmm?
Okay, looks like we're live. Just waiting for the chat to appear. There we go.
Hey, 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 hey. Be nice. Don't mess with the Bob. Don't mess with the Bob. Right, Bob? Yeah, you were going to mess with him, though. I know. I, you saw that too. Hey, watch that. Watch it. Here. Why don't you sit down here while you're being a little aggressive?
Hmm.
Isn't it a little early for that?
She's pretty birding already.
It's already pretty bird o'clock somehow.
Mm.
Well, she's been out for an hour, so she's been out a little early. I had to rush and get water today, so picked up 75 gallons of water. I got back in time to get them out early. I just didn't want to get stuck somewhere. So, what are you doing, pretty bird? Pretty bird? Pretty bird.
So let's see.
Here comes pretty bird.
Here comes the pretty bird.
You don't start that behavior. No, no, you stop it.
Be a good boy,
No,
Bob.
leave her alone, Bob. Bob. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna have to put you back up there for a bit because he's being stupid. You can come back down in an hour, okay? I'm sorry. You are being a silly bird. Territorial.
Mm-hmm.
Cecil, you can eat him. Go ahead.
I don't think he tastes very good.
No, but they fight over toys. So if I gave, well, he would just throw away a toy if I gave it to him. Prove me wrong. Yeah, usually if I
Let's
hand him something,
welcome.
he just tosses
Let's
it to me.
welcome
To
our
it.
chatters. We have Lisa Banerjee here. She was the first, even before me. So hello and welcome to Lisa. Then we have Jocelyn Triggle. Say hello, Jocelyn. She went with Cinnamon for a walk today with her husband harness on.
Nice.
Becomes a big boy. Then we
Cool.
have Calvin Thurston here and Falcon Sue. So good to see you
Hello.
all.
Hey, everybody.
The goose bird is where's Snowball?
He's up on the window.
Okay, not on Jasmine's cage, that's fine.
No, I don't know what he's doing over there. I might be eating the window frame for all I know. Although he doesn't tend to do that. Well,
Sneaked over
Snowball,
secretly.
Snowball. Snowball. See the shadow moving. Snowball. Hi, Snowball. Hello. Hello, Snowball. What are you doing? What's doing, Snowball? What's doing?
Hiding.
Snowball. What's up? What's doing, Snowball? What's doing? That's what he says. What's doing? What's doing, Snowball? What are you doing over there? Snowbird? He's coming out. There he is. Hi, Snowball. Hey, Snowball. You had to see what was going on outside? Not much. Yep, got
For
a
you,
frisbee.
baby,
Oh,
with his eyes, he can see everything.
Snowbird on a frisbee. Lucy, it's not a good idea to come over right now. You can come over in an hour when Bob's out of here. He's being territorial, and I don't only got one hand.
Cecil, go up to Lucy and train her. Maybe that satisfies her a bit. Poor girl. Mm, Cannot come
A
over
little
because
later.
Bob is silly.
A little later, Lucy.
Dropped it up there.
Bob, you stop looking at her. That's not a good sign. If you want to get out of here early, that's how you do it. You keep staring at her. Don't do it. No, this isn't Colton, California. You don't stare. No. Boy, you are a pest. Set it out. No. Positive punishment doesn't always work either. With him, trying to get him to stop looking at another bird is almost impossible.
Mm.
There you go. Now he's got a toy. All right. Cecil, what are you doing? Let it out, Bob. It's so obvious when you're looking at another bird. It is so obvious. Snap it. Cut it out. Look at you one of those hoods they put on the falcons, in a minute. Well, I'll get you a falconer's thing and put it on your head.
Oh, yeah. Not sure how Bob feels about that.
Monster.
Someone gets brained.
Almost playing with a frisbee. Lucy's still trying to figure out why I didn't let her stay down here, but this guy starts acting like that. And he'll do something I don't want him to do. So, what are you doing down there, kid? Is it frisbee time, Snowball? Hmm. Well, our topic today is scan and capture. One of the basic techniques used in ABA, used all the time actually, but the one thing it must be used for every time without question is getting them to talk. Any behavior that you can't elicit by cajoling or anything else, you have to use scan and capture for. So basically, you're looking for them to do a certain behavior, and then you're going to reward it. You can capture it, but with a bridge too. So you can use something like Good Bird when they do something you want them to do. As we were talking about with the 3 C's, it has to happen at the moment it's done. If you try saying Good Bird after they've done something, well, then they're going to get confused. Right, Cecil? Right, Cecil?
So I'm not sure if I said hello to Rosebud, so I just throw it in now. Welcome, Rosebud.
Yeah.
She thinks the birds are all busy today. I said, I think Jasmine is napping, maybe
Yeah, she
Sugar.
is.
Yeah, the rest is a little bit up and about.
I think Jasmine's always napping.
Yeah.
Pretty much until we're done with the video, and we started an hour later, and she's still napping. I mean, we've been in here for an hour already. Usually, we get in here about the same time we start. So with scan and capture, what you're trying to do is look for a certain behavior to happen. For example, if a bird starts vocalizing, they start making noises. That's when you want to start trying to teach them to talk. We have a good example of that when Pippa was making a sound. Eleanor and Anna Maria and I thought that she said, "That's right, that's right." So we started saying that to her, and now she says, "That's right, that's right." The odds are the sound she made was not that. We just interpreted it that way, but it is that now. So with scan and capture, you observe, and then the moment you see the behavior you want, then you reward it or you bridge it and then give her a reward. I think with Pippa, the reward was our attention at the time because she just immediately picked up on it. And it can be that easy sometimes with scan and capture.
And actually, with Pippa, we never thought that she will be able to speak since she came with brain damage to Udon.
Yeah, yeah. And that wasn't just from being a Triton. Actually had lead poisoning. But she's saying a few other things now too, some of which I recognize, but I haven't written them down. So
I think it's Pippa, I love
yeah,
you, or something like that. I think she can say I love you.
yeah, I think she says that too. Oh my
But
word!
most of the time it's that's right.
That's right. That's right. But that was a good example of scan and capture because the bird is making a sound, and then you know your brain interprets it to mean something. You give it back in the format you want it, and before long the bird's saying it. That's how I taught Cecil to say the words he says, which he won't say on camera. So Yes, you can say Cecil, and you can say hi, and you can say hello. You just won't do it on camera. But you may be working with a bird that lifts its foot up once in a while, and you want to teach it to wave or just step up with that foot. So what you do is you catch them just as they're raising their foot. You bridge it with good bird, and then offer a treat. And if you keep doing that, eventually you'll have a bird that raises its foot, and then you just progressively either move to a shake or to a step up. Whenever you cue a behavior, you're scanning to see if it happens, and when it does, you're rewarding it at the moment it happens. Aha, I know. I could get her to do high five so easy because she does that up there. So you could capture that behavior where she raises her foot because she will do that. It's part of the extinction burst. She wants to come down here, but I can't. I can't
Or
let
you
her
could
down here
teach
because
high five to or high four to Lucy. That would be awesome.
yep, yep.
Mm.
High four for popcorn.
Lucy, a little later. She doesn't understand later. Can't do it right now. Big old vicious monster down here. Give us an hour. So it may seem simple, but it does take practice because you have to capture it at the moment it happens, not the moment after. Oh, that was a great behavior. Let me reinforce it. It doesn't work. You have to reinforce if when she raised her foot up, then if I had said good bird, which she understands, if I say it at the right level tone, I'm not going to use that tone now, but if I say that, she knows she's done something right. And in her case, petting would be sufficient. You don't actually have to, and I would say just a few pets because otherwise she'll go off like a washing machine on spin cycle. Right, Lucy? Yeah. I know what you want. I know. But I got this shark down here next to me. This big shark. Yeah. He's finally got his mind off of attacking her. So yeah, the scan and capture is based on just rewarding the consequence you want. You have a bird that does something that you want, so you reward it. That's why I say you use it all the time when you're training a bird to do something like step up or to take a little miniature basketball and drop it in a hoop. You are scanning for the behavior you're looking for and immediately giving a bridge and rewarding it. So it was something like taking a bird and teaching it to drop a little ball into a hoop. And I know there's people out there who will watch this video and say, well, what's the point of teaching them that? I don't know. What's the point of teaching your kids to play cards or to play, chutes and ladders? It's a skill. They're learning to respond to you and you're learning to know them better. So the idea that teaching tricks to birds is meaningless is about as good as the idea teaching children to play with toys is meaningless. And it certainly serves it's a good way for you to get to know your bird and then to get to know you. So at first you may just be putting them down by a ball that's just a few inches away from the little hoop you have set up. And then I see, oh, there's Snowball. And then just the first move they make, if they happen to move towards the ball, that's where you're scanning for that behavior. Then you bridge it and reward it or reward it immediately. 9 times out of 10, you want to use your bridge as close as possible to the reward even if you're giving the reward at that time, because eventually it sticks in their head. And after that, when you're training and they hear that, well, I know I did this right, and they'll know what it is, unless you goof up and do it, a moment too late. Uh, uh,
Do you have Babalu in your crab? Just in case that Lucy comes over flying. Oh yeah.
You see where
Oh Bob.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't trust him, so I've got, now you stop looking at her. Cut it out. If you keep it up, I'll have to take you out of here. He's just so territorial. No one's going to take you away from me, you silly bird. No, quit looking at her. No.
Does he think Lucy is going to abduct you?
It would probably be better if I had a little bag of sunflower seeds. And when he wasn't looking at her, I was giving them to him. At this point, because the positive punishment is not working, he's just going to keep looking. And he knows what I'm trying to get him not to do, so he's aware of it. He just doesn't care. It's that strong an urge to protect his territory. Bob. Sometimes it's better if you just talk to him. So again, you just keep moving the bird along from one behavior to the next until you get the final behavior you want. It may take them a while to figure out to pick up the little ball, and then you've got to get, once they do that, you're rewarding that, and then you have to stop rewarding that and get them to move a bit. And then when they move towards the hoop, then you reward that. You just keep doing it that way. The problem is that most people, when they try this, won't get it at the exact right time. So scan and capture does require that. And I don't know if Dr. There we go. Bob, no. You always have to do that to me, don't you? Don't know if Animal Training 101 has that video up still with she has the one up there about training to target, and you can see her using scan and capture there. But you watch trainers, they're always using that. So that's the basic technique you have to learn. Observe, catch the behavior you want, reward it, present a slightly different behavior until you get the actual behavior the full behavior you want. So that's why you'll see some birds that have been trained, or other animals that have been trained, to do things in sequence. They go and do this, and they do that, and then they do that, and then they come over for the reward. In the training process, there was a scan and capture going on, and a reward at different levels, until finally you get the full behavior you want. And then you're rewarding it at if you were rewarding it at, like, say, 10 different points, now you're rewarding it at 3, then you're rewarding it at 2, and finally you're just rewarding it when they get the full behavior you want. And this helps you when you have to deal with problems. If a bird's doing a problem behavior, as Bob has been doing, he's okay right now. I think the next thing I'm going to try with him is the problem with the sunflower seed solution is that eventually he'll not be hungry anymore. So it would be better if he would just listen to me, and he will in most cases, but not when it comes to territory. Right, Bob? He's busy chewing now. So again, when you're using scan and capture to train a behavior, you want to set up the area for success, right? You don't want to have the washing machine going, a TV set on, and a bunch of other birds around, and kids playing on the front lawn with the window open. That's not going to work. Well, it might. You might get lucky, but you set yourself up for success. So you want to set up the environment to be able to start capturing the behavior. And it's the same with talking. You want to get in a situation where you know the bird tends to pay attention to you, and then you want to start just repeating a word to them. And part of it too, a good example is Bob he learned to say I love you, but he didn't learn to say I love you from me. He learned it from Romeo, because when Romeo would say I love you, he would get what he wanted. So Bob was watching, he saw the behavior and he modeled it, started doing the same behavior. And then of course I rewarded that. And then I used scan and capture. I heard him say it to me the first time. And I turned around and went over and rewarded him with a sunflower seed and said, "Oh, good bird, good bird." And I just really flooded him with rewards for doing it. And now he still says, "I love you." So he modeled his behavior after another bird for the same reasons, to get the reward of attention. And I caught it and immediately rewarded it. Now, I could have gone two ways. If I hadn't rewarded it, he might have just stopped doing it, or he might have done it louder. So instead of getting "I love you," I might have got that at a much louder volume. So it could go a lot of ways there. But if you're trying to teach the bird to talk, that's the only method you have, because you can't go in there and turn a button, press a button on their back and they start talking. You have to catch them at the right moment where they're listening. That's what I did with Cecil. He was just making some sounds, like he imitates humans, just imitating some rah, 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 that kind of thing. So I
Yeah,
went
he's
already.
absolutely great in doing that.
Yes, yes, he is. He and Lorelei, they both get into that. Bob will do it too. You get them all three talking. It's funny, but
they can mimic absolutely perfectly a human discussion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing. They know us better than we know them, I think.
Yeah,
But
it's fun to
I did
see
that.
how we look to them. So when they mimic us, you can actually see how they see us.
We look pretty silly the way they imitate us too.
That's cute when they do that.
But it didn't take long. I think it was only about 5 minutes to get him to say Cecil. And it came out stuttering at first, and like that. The other thing, this is kind of off the topic, but don't say it slowly like you would to a baby. That doesn't work, because if you say hello, they will learn to say hello. Say what you want them to say. Say it at the same speed and volume that you want it, and they'll work on duplicating exactly that. So people who try to teach their birds to say hello by going hello have birds that say hello. They're going to duplicate what you say. So when you're actually doing it, this is where scan and capture comes in. Listen to the sound and then repeat it the way you want to hear it, and then work with them and until they get bored. They will, and then pet them and get them to do something else like step up, so they finish on a positive light. You always want to finish everything you do with them on a positive light. Even the day that this one decided he wanted to eat my ear, which I believe is he just doesn't want me to leave. It's his way of stopping me from leaving an area. Grab my ear now. I could have seen it coming, but I didn't. I didn't I could have recognized it. I looked back, I know I missed it, but you have to scan to see what their behaviors are all the time and see if you need to modify something, or if you're going to do scanning capture for a behavior you want. Right, Bob?
Oh, Bob. Hey, Bob. Look at that sweet Triton.
So when you're thinking about modifying a behavior or training a new behavior, think about scan and capture. Think about, I'm going to look for these particular signs, and I'm going to do that when it happens. And I move my foot, Bob, so you can poop on something else. He has a real problem with going to the bathrooms. I know, Bob. You need me to clean you up? Are you okay? Let me see. Not on camera? Usually when I say let me see, he will let me. But he's all right. Okay. I know. That's my Bob. That's my good boy. You're a good boy, Bob. A little too territorial.
Look at that face. Ah, one just knows it's a good boy. He already has trouble in his mind.
He's half what people think of a Doberman, and half of what people consider a poodle. So he'll kind of act like, and I'm not saying Dobermans are like that. I'm just saying that's what people think of them. So, think that he's being a guard dog, but if you really press him on it, he runs away like a poodle. And I've known poodles that do just the opposite. So they want to fight everything. It's kind of humorous, but right, Bob? What? 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 Right now, I'm scanning his behavior, and he's not focused on her anymore. So I'm rewarding him for pretty much anything he does right now. DR0 or DRO. We're rewarding other behavior, zero rates of bad behavior in this case. So sometimes, I like petting him, but in this case, I'm petting him because it's a good idea to reward this good behavior, right? Hi, hello, hey Bob.
Yeah,
You
I
say
think
Babaloo?
Babaloo could use a human who has basically nothing else to do than care for Babaloo.
Yeah. He's a full-time job.
Yeah. You probably could take him to a lot of places and he would be fine, or doing your outdoor sports with him on the shoulder or something like that.
He's fine in those environments. He's great at Renaissance fairs, any kind of place where you have vendors out and that kind of stuff. People walk around. He's perfect. The only time he's not going to be perfect is if somebody bumps into me, and then you have to hold him back because he's not going to tolerate that.
But I think
He'll run away.
he probably could use some even more stimulation since he's so over busy. Bob. Or some kind of hamster wheel.
Yeah, that wouldn't last long with him. A hamster, he can tear it
Nope.
apart for you.
But he has so much energy, like the humans who run an Ironman every day.
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy. Who's chewing on my foot? Oh.
Babalu, would
Hey,
you fly the Iron Burp?
that's my shoe. I know you don't get the concept shoe, but
Maybe they think they're helping when they attack the shoes. They're like, oh my God, what's that thing growing in your foot? Let me take it off for you.
Yeah, we humans wear this horrible crust around our feet. Needs to be taken off.
bad timing there, Sugar. I don't have a hand to pet you.
Oh, finally, a sugar is awoken.
Yeah, and I've got Bob standing on my arm. The way he was behaving, I'm just trying to keep him calm so he doesn't fly off the handle here. That's like someone saying, I'm gonna start with a cockatoo. I think I'll try a triton." Like, okay, well, where do you want me to send the flowers?
Hmm.
What flowers? For your funeral? Real unless you're gonna devote a lot of time to them. If I I'm changing the water and the food in Pippa's cage. If I don't pet her and talk to her for a minute, she gets totally depressed. I mean, she sits in the back of the cage and looks at me like I just beat her or something. These Tritons are, they have to know that they're cared for. Let's put it that way. And words don't do it. Now, I know why you're on this side, and I'm not going to let you sit over there. No, that's because I moved the case for my cheap little earbuds into that. No, you're not going over there because I know why you want to go over there. You want to go over there because my earbud case is in that pocket. And this is not a big, strong case. This will break. You got plenty of wood over here. Whole bunch of stream of words you didn't understand a word of.
Oh, Calvin Thurston thinks now that his slugger is also a Triton. I think we were discussing what the differences are between Tritons and Eleonora cockatoos because they look pretty similar.
Hmm.
We cannot compare. At least I know just from Tritons there that they are busy bees. Not
It
sure if
seems to be,
Eleonoras are more kind or something like that.
I'm sure they're different, but if they have a yellow crest, they tend to be more um, flexible in their behaviors, is one way of saying it. Energetic. It's like the yellow light on a street light, you know, almost always ready to go, just sitting ready to hit the gas pedal. I've got Pippa now. I've worked with her. She comes out with us in the second group, and she's out there with Snowball. And the only thing I have to do is hurry up getting KK back in because she can only last a minute or two before she starts to want to harass Snowball. So, and this all started back when he was playing with frisbees in here. She had some reaction to that. And it's better. I won't bring her in here because it's hard to get to them to separate them. That's the biggest issue. They have to be in here separately because if they got into a fight, as you can tell, it is not the easiest area to traverse. I can get in there and I can, within probably 10 seconds, but in the aviary, I can stop it within a second or two. So, and as I say, she's okay the whole time, except when I leave, I have to hurry back. and they haven't gotten into any real fights. She just gets next to him and starts harassing him with looks. The evil Triton look. Something like the eye of Sauron. Now that's not nice. She wants to get petted and you're sticking your face in there. What's that all about?
Mm.
Cecil, I don't know about you. That's Cecil.
Mm.
Be nice. That's just Cecil. Give it up. Bob.
Not so friendly with Auntie Shook Shook at the moment.
Uh, is there some reason you want to sit next to that ear? Bob? Bob? Now you behave. I have to choose between Bob being territorial and Cecil sitting next to my ear. What are you doing? He hasn't actually tried to go after my ear while I was sitting, but
One never
until I'm
knows.
well, I'll break him of it. He's getting better, but going in and out of the aviary, I have to watch him. Walking by any place where my ears are exposed, I have to watch. But come here. No, come on. Come here. Bob. There aren't many people afraid of, well, people, yes, not many birds afraid of your waddling attack mode.
They're
KK would
actually
eat you
pretty
for
cute.
breakfast. KK would eat him for breakfast.
Mm. Actually, Bob gets easily scared. I watched him once when he went inside outside in the aviary, he went inside a bucket and suddenly got out like a whirlwind. So ooh, something has scared him. We don't know why. Why?
Ah,
Oh, Bob.
Cecil?
Hmm.
He's got two toys now, but when he's got, whoops, now he's got one. When he's got one toy, you're more likely to get hurt because he doesn't have a good sense of whether he's biting the toy or biting you, do you? He doesn't want to bite you, do you? Are you laughing at me? Are you laughing at me? Hmm? That's you, Bob. What are you going to do? Attack yourself? You going to attack yourself? He doesn't know what to think about that. Oh, hey, watch it. Hey, you only got one toy, dipstick. That is not pleasant. No, 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 no. Cut it out. Here, piece of wood. No, that's going to get me. You're going to get me. Watch it. Watch it. He tries to reposition. If he's got one toy in his beak, he tries to reposition it. And if your arm is there, he uses your arm to do that. So if you're not careful, he will pinch you or hit you when he's trying to, reposition the toy in his beak. Won't you? I know you don't mean to hurt me. I know that. I know. I know all about it. You're a good boy. Yep. Diesel is a good bird. Bob, you're gonna have to work better. You're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to work to be better in here. Because we're gonna be stuck in here for about 6 months. Yeah. Occasional day off outside. Snowball. Snowball. Hi, Snowball.
Oh, looks like he's stalking a bit.
A bit. Why I'm trying to get his attention. He's getting into stalker mode over there. Lorelai, you big minx, what are you doing? Oh, looking
Not
all
chewing the
innocent and
tapestry
pretty.
today.
No, she actually chewed up part of the canvas I used to cover the couch.
Oh dear.
The couch I made by putting two chairs together. It has definitely improved Bob's behavior to have more area to move around on. So it's not perfect, but it's Bob. What do we expect? Bob isn't perfect, is he? No. But he's pretty good. He's pretty good. So be ready to mark and reward the bird's behavior when you scan and find something you want, whether you're training or whether you're dealing with a problem issue. Scan and mark the behavior. When you use a bridge, we call it marking the behavior. And the closer you get to a bullseye, catching the behavior at the moment it happens, the better chance you have to imprint the behavior. What do you want me to say that again? Is that why you were scratching your head, Bob? Hmm? Yeah? Oh, you're still going around with that. You like those, don't you? The salt. I know, KK, you'll be out in a little while. You know, this guys, you got to help me carry in all those bottles of water outside. Yeah.
You need a forklift or something.
Yeah. Well, let's see. It's about 600 pounds of water. And Bob could be helpful, but not with something that weighs 45 pounds. No. You got over here, didn't you? Yeah, well, I'm watching. If you start messing with my pocket, you're out of there. Ah, 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 ah. You know better, and you do it anyway, don't you? So, and another example is if you notice that, like most of these birds, they like to or dance or bob their head to music. You can put music on, and then you can reward that behavior. You can capture that behavior, and you can cue it with it. You could cue it with a hand gesture, which would probably be better than trying to cue that behavior with vocals. But you could do it You could also say dance and then move your hand up and down like you're dancing, something like that. Make sure it's the same motion every time. And you can get them to dance on cue, with or without music. Hey, Bob? With Bob, usually I just have to do a little bit of music. Bob, will you dance? Bob, 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 Bob. He's gonna hang upside down. Bob, Bob, Bob,
Oh,
Bob, 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 Bob. Usually, if you do something like that, he'll start bobbing his head. Bob, but now he's got his mind focused on something else. He wants to
mm.
get the toy away from Cecil, and he wants to get in the spot I've told him he can't be in. No, Bob, no. No, no, don't start. Leave him alone. Bob. Look at look. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Bob, what are you doing? No, don't do that. Why don't you come play with some of your toys, you big silly? No, no, no. It lasts about 2 seconds. No, no, no. Bob, get over here. Bob, come here. Come
Sweet
here.
tournament.
Get
Hi,
kisses
Bob.
out of him.
Are you
Kisses.
trying to spin?
Kisses. Good boy. Kisses. Good.
What's this,
Let
Bob?
go of the phone. Cecil grabbed the phone this time. What are you doing? Kisses? Go on. Good boy, Bob. Hey, that's my arm. Watch it.
He's
Come
close to
on, you
coming
guys.
flying over.
Yep. Bob, kisses. Good boy. Kisses. Bob, kisses. Good boy.
What a good boy.
That's getting him to do an alternate behavior. As he's focused on trying to come over and take the toy away from Cecil,
Mhm.
and I've got him doing kisses instead. And Cecil, if you could give me a break,
Can Cecil give you a break? Mm.
Bob, Bob, oh, come on, Bob, kisses,
Already.
Bob, kisses, good boy. Come here, come here, come here. This step, Bob, come here, come here, come on, come on, come on, Bob, come on, come on. There you go. That's it. Come on, come on. No, kisses, good boy. Come here, Bob. Come here, good boy. Come on, come here. Yeah, when he's like this, can't you can control him to some degree, but would you leave my phone alone while I'm trying to do Hmm? Bob, Bob, it says, good boy. Now part of his hesitation uh coming over to me is that he's afraid I'm going to take him out of the room.
Mhm.
But this is not usually a situation where I do it, not where he's dealing with Cecil, because Cecil can defend himself. But which all you really have to do is get in his face and he'll run away. Where are you
Mm.
going?
I think
What are
Bob
you
needs to
doing?
be put in a harness and then brought outside where he can fly 100 rounds.
Yeah, wear him out.
Yeah, a motivating operation. Yeah. I'm not sure how you can wear him out, to be honest. I haven't seen Bob tired in maybe more than a few times. He seems to have an infinite well of energy. I, you know, you yeah, you got the wood, but you also nipped me, you silly. Didn't hurt me, but you're so interested in the wood, you're not paying attention to where that beak is going.
So we
You
have a
too.
last minute chatter. LP is here, so hello and welcome.
Hello.
We have silly boys at the moment. Cecil playing with Bob.
They did a little rough. These two. Bob, be nice. Cecil. No, not reposition it on my arm. We know what happens when you do that.
We have a question by LP. Let's see if Dawn can listen. The birds are. Tell me when you're ready, Dawn.
Well, you can try.
Okay, I try. Not in reference to my own YouTube, but have you ever dealt with an extremely aggressive, violent male YouTube? I've heard a story recently about such a bird at a rescue.
Well, I think when KK got here, people would have described him as extremely aggressive, especially with the other birds. He would rush off and try to attack them, and of course, if you tried to stop him, he would try to bite you, and because you're getting in the way of him protecting you or whatever is going on. Usually, it's territoriality that causes that. So, um, yeah, I've dealt with a the most aggressive bird I dealt with was a double yellow-headed Amazon, and in 2 weeks he was in the aviary with everybody else and not causing a problem. So, but yeah, he would have taken your hand off if you put your hand in his cage when I first got him. It's unusual for umbrellas to be like that, but it depends on how they feel about their territory and how fearful they are. Yeah, two methods to deal with that are the most useful. You guys are going to kill each other. Stop it. Are come bearing gifts. But no, that's not going to happen. That's when you do that, you have to leave. Come here. No, don't you do that. Come here. Step up. Step up. Come on. It's time for him to go anyway, but you can't launch yourself on another bird. No. Yeah, well, you've been in there for 2 hours, so you had your 2 hours.
Bye, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Good boy.
You're a good
You've been
boy.
a good bird. Bob's a good bird. Bob's a good bird. You just got a little wound up. Bob's a good
He's
bird.
nodding. Yeah, he knows he's a good bird. But he
Yeah,
also
he
could
does it.
play the main role in every horror movie.
When he does something like that first launch, he's not going to hurt anybody. But once he gets to that stage, you have to let him calm down. You can take him back out later, but you can't let him
Mhm.
stay out until he calms down. So
Lucy. Oh no, ceaseless already at Sugar's.
come on, Lucy. Come on, Lucy. Come on. You said you promised. when he gets out of here. Well, folks, thanks for hanging out with us. Remember, you can join Patreon, www.patreon.com/Chloe Sanctuary, or become a member on YouTube, which I think most people here already are, or go to our website, make a donation to help us out. Right now, that was nice, right on my head. Thank you, Lorelei.
That was
I'm sure that was
Lorelei's
Lorelei.
donation.
She loves to land on my head. She's been doing that since she was the youngin', haven't you? Oh, girl. Snowball bugging you, huh? Yeah, I know. Come on up, Cecil. All right, folks. We will see you next time, Wednesday. Bye.
Have a
Thanks,
great
Anna
day.
Marie.
Bye bye.
And thanks.